Part of the things you learn from athletics is that if you want to accomplish things, it's going to take time and effort, and you may have to make some sacrifices to accomplish those goals and things like that. And I think Jimmy's done that his whole life.
If you had to describe him with one word, it'd be winner. The guy, he figures out a way to beat you, no matter what it is. And he also, after he does, he's, believe it or not, pretty gentlemanly about it.
Hardworking, competitive, winner. These were all words used to describe Jim Connor.
Yeah, to the best of my recollection, I think the first time I met him, we were about 3 years old, and our parents were friends, and the first time I saw him was at Bill Gowry's birthday party, and he had I'll never forget, he had a baseball uniform on, and he was carrying a bat around, and I thought, who is this cocky guy? And it wasn't long after we became best friends, and now it's been over 50 years.
Well, I was playing at the University of Tulsa, and I had an injury, and was looking for a place to go to work and not go out and play, and Hillcrest was looking for an assistant pro at the time. So I came up here as the assistant for about a month or two before I became the head pro, and Jimmy was a senior in high school and was already a very accomplished player.
One of the funny stories, the Bartlesville tennis tournament, I think Jim was 5th or 6th grade, and he always played up, but he had a full-length leg cast on, and he won the tournament with a full-length, couldn't bend his knee, leg cast.
Jim played tennis for College High in the late 1970s and was the #1 player his senior year. In 1978 and 1979, he was the 2-time Oklahoma State #1 singles champion, a high school All-American, and an Oklahoma All-State tennis player. He was also a 2-time Oklahoma State tennis team champion, and that was just in high school.
The team that Jim was on when he was a senior has already been honored, and it's probably the greatest high school tennis team that there ever was, maybe anywhere. Jim played #1, little brother Pat played #2. A guy named Mark Delameter was a phenomenal tennis player. He moved from California. He played 3 for us, and our #4 guy was Scott Howell, who was #1 in the Missouri Valley, 16 and under. I mean, he'd be playing #1 for most teams. And then we had Ken Thompson, and I can't remember, there were several people that were really good, but the entire team won the state championship. Everybody got an all-state jacket. 1 and 2 doubles and 1 and 2 singles, I believe.
They actually had a really strong team when I came here, starting with Jimmy and then his little brother Pat, and then they had 3 or 4 more guys. They won state that year, and I think they swept state where they won every division.
Jim went on to the University of Tulsa for college, where he met his lovely wife of 34 years, Amy. While at TU, he played on the #21 nationally ranked tennis team. They were in the National Invitational Tournament team champions in 1980, and Jim was a 3-time Missouri Valley Conference champion and a 4-year letterman at TU.
The TU tennis team, they had a great team, fantastic team. And Jim and Pat were one of the best doubles teams in the world. I mean, they were truly, really, really good. They beat nationally ranked pro players.
I had a really good, solid college career as a singles and doubles player, and played on a very good team down at TU. And they had 2 or 3 other Oklahoma kids on there, so they all were, it was a close bonded team. And I think Jimmy had a lot to do with that. He got along with people, and he did, he was a good kid.
Since college, Jim has become an accomplished attorney with a practice in Tulsa and remains competitive with his sport clay shooting, where he has reached the master class level. Jim and Amy have 2 children, Anna and John, and 2 granddaughters, Emily and Caroline.
He's one of those guys that you want him on your side because he's, like I said, he's a winner, and you don't want him on the other side because he'll beat you.
Congratulations, and I wish your mom and dad were here to see it. They would love it, and I'm sure they're looking down tonight and enjoying all of it. And your mom probably says I look bad in the beard.
Please welcome Jim Connor.